Initial emptiness.
Oh, Jesus
Sorry.
Christ.
Sorry.
God damn it.
Sorry.
Do you think you're smarter than any of us?
No. No, I don't.
But that's,
That's because when someone's smarter than us, legit.
I don't think. I think.
we will be downgrading if you're not smarter
Smarter than us. What do you think of Tesh?
Tesh Mambo. I mean, he closed on Market Force and closed on Reja. And then in December, he posted something interesting coming. And then launched Chapter. And then launched a very nice office.
So what do you say?
So, yeah, what do you think? You've told
I'm
us.
coming there. I'm on the same side as you.
Yes, that's
And
the question.
And I'm not giving that answer. I'm giving
Then
you
you're
that.
starting to bullshit.
I'm not bullshitting you. By you asking that question, you want me to feed your ego.
I was about to ask you, do you put on contact lenses?
Yes, I do.
Contact what?
Contact lenses.
License.
Lenses, yeah. Because
Yes.
I looked at your eye and I thought like you look like a vampire.
Okay.
Between Jackie and I, who do you like more?
I like both because you
No, you have to choose.
I have to choose.
Yeah, you have to choose.
I think life is not that definite as we try and push it. You know why? Because
You're dancing around the question.
You like straight answers. Yeah,
Because-
Chris is pretty and he has brains.
I'm a girl's girl, so
You're like, we call them lits, like a lesbian in tech?
no.
Okay.
Females are not angels.
Oh, really? Why not?
Yeah, if you read the Bible, you will
Okay, I
see
really
they're in
don't.
the masculine side.
Did you know that?
I read the Bible so that I can have nice debates
I was
with
about to say
Christians.
female are also not founders.
Really?
What's your opinion about women in tech?
If you feel you can, go for it.
The organization promoting more women in tech.
Ani PR. They want money.
Have you someone ever called you pretty boy?
Not a man.
Sorry?
Not a man.
Mostly old ladies.
Oh, it's just ladies.
And Chris.
Oh, if you were to join Startup Soko as a diversity, inclusion, and what's the other thing?
DI.
Hire. How does that make you feel?
I don't think I'm a minority.
No, but you're light skin. We would like to put some light in this darkness of my face.
Well, I still have a company. I need to raise money.
That's a good point.
So perhaps you're in the wrong place.
In the wrong place is not very much.
I can't name names.
So
Everyone has their own red
you
cheek.
created your own standard and made yourself pretty with your own standards.
Do you think I'm pretty?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You don't think I'm pretty?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. You're feeling the need to be. I have to be the one who has to do it. It maybe you might not know it, but already you are creating a toxic environment for for the workplace. Well, what kind of content do you want to be associated with Startup Soko?
Chris said twerking. Twerking. That's what he said. So you've met all the people who've come for the audition or the interview?
Yeah.
Who do you think shouldn't get it?
That's quite biased. Can I
Don't
say
be biased.
myself?
Do you think Wangari is pretty?
I think she is because she is pregnant.
Okay. That's the reason why she's pretty. Oh, you have a thing for pregnant women. So, we are looking for more hosts and presenters for Startup Soko. And we have a list of 6 people who we've interviewed. We have opinions who we should bring on the show. But we would like to have your opinion too. So, go to the comments and put the name of the person who you think should join the host for Startup Soko.
Yeah, absolutely. Do as Chris says. Thanks. Yeah, why do you want this job as a host at Startup Soko?
I recognize that I need to speak to other people. Basically, my favorite way of learning.
Are you lonely? You need to speak to other people.
No, my favorite way of learning is talking to people who have gone through the thing in order to get the advice that I need. So my thought is that at Startup Soko, I would be able to marinate myself basically in this knowledge as I build. because I'd be surrounded by other builders. I would also be surrounded by just stuff to help me grow because I'm also new in the country. So I don't really know that many people, right? So it's a way for me to actually immerse myself in the knowledge that I need to build something that will make sense.
That's a long way of saying too many things and when you don't mean anything. Do you think being pretty helps with being a host?
No,
Why so?
because what you speak will hold, what you say, basically, is what is going to hold the audience. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, you have the initial legitimacy.
Oh, Jesus
Sorry.
God damn it!
Sorry.
Disaster on set. This is a bad omen.
No, it's a good one.
So you don't think prettiness matter?
I don't think it is. It matters because we live. Okay, it matters.
Yeah.
In terms of what the world expects, right?
Okay.
But knowledge is going to matter more. So your ability to engage the whoever you're speaking to, the ability to hold a conversation is important. So while it would work in your favor if you're conventionally pretty.
Do you consider yourself pretty?
I do.
In which dimensions?
Both.
Which ones?
I'm intelligent. I'm
Yes, pretty
intelligent, but I'm also conventionally pretty.
Did you take an IQ test?
IQ tests, I have my...
How did you come to the conclusion that you're intelligent?
I'm able to absorb knowledge really quickly and apply it.
Do you think you're smarter than any of us?
No. No, I don't.
But that's-
That's because when someone's smarter than us. Legit.
No, I don't think... I think
we will be downgrading if you're not smarter
Smarter than us.
we are all smart, right? It's the classic example of if you put a fish on land and it can't climb a tree, will you call it dumb? And you know that type of, I don't remember that analogy, but
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
basically that. I think everyone is smart. Everyone has something to learn from someone else, and everyone has something to
Yeah.
teach.
I don't
someone
think
else.
everyone is smart. I think some people are just dumb.
Some people, let's
You
be
think
kind.
Do you agree with that?
No, shouldn't be kind.
No, I want to be kind. I literally do not think that no one has something to offer.
So what happens if you're interviewing a dumb person?
If you're what is your definition of dumb? First of all, let's get that right.
Can't get it, he or she.
Can't get what? The way you're asking the question,
No.
or
You're looking for some information from the person. They're either dodging or they're not answering it, or you can tell that they don't know what they're talking about.
then that's a liar. That's not being dumb.
A dumb and a liar, right?
Do you like Chris? Do you see yourself working with him?
I do.
Okay. What do you like about Chris?
He will make me think about, like, for example, the way I've just asked, I don't understand the question because I literally don't understand it. So it's nice to be able to talk to someone who
Like
will,
Chris?
not like necessarily like Chris, but someone who will make you think. You know what I mean? Someone who just makes you think, I've never thought of it that way. Or, what does that even mean?
So the question was, how do you interview a dumb person?
Yeah, that's what I was asking you.
Yeah.
Explain that to me.
A dumb person is someone who you can tell they are shallow in the field, the knowledge. For you to be intelligent, first of all, you need to know a lot. And then second, you're able to let those ideas and knowledge have intercourse in your mind.
Intercourse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then they give birth to intelligence.
The application.
Case. If you look at somebody and realize you're asking them a question and you can tell they're out of their depth, essence, you're asking them, explain what is a blockchain, how is it applied, which are the top areas that have been applied in the world, in this country, where do you think it will go to, do you think people are bullshitting with blockchain or not, and then you realize you're not getting a straight answer. Yeah. Then you classify them as? Say it. Just say it.
Lacking knowledge.
They're devoid of intelligence. Yeah. How would you handle them?
This is a scenario where I'm interviewing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I believe in this scenario, I have done my research, so I know what I'm talking about, right? So, for example, if I'm interviewing someone on blockchain, then I, as an interviewer, need to have prepped my questions, and I need to have, from prepping, I've done some basic research, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I need to learn how to lead them to the right answer.
Right.
That's not supposed to be your job.
That's not.
Really?
You'll be doing the interview for them.
Yeah.
What would you do in that scenario?
Just tell them either that you don't know what you're talking about, do more research. There's no.
Can you ask them, I can see that you don't know what you're talking about? Yeah.
Okay.
What are the top 3 ways of detecting a bullshitter?
I do not know. What are they?
People who are smartly dressed.
Okay.
And if they're
Wearing
smelling,
3-piece suits.
Then, okay.
they smell of Dior.
I don't know what it smells like, but so.
And they carry fancy bags. And
Just some random questions. What was the name of Startup Soko before we rebranded to Startup Soko?
I do not know.
You don't find that suspicious?
Oh, wow.
so you haven't been watching.
You haven't
yet.
been watching.
I actually began watching, yesterday I watched my first.
Yesterday.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed?
Oh, wow.
I have to confess that because it's the truth. I don't want to be dumb.
That's a liar. I wouldn't consider that dumb if you just said, yeah, that's been fine. Yeah.
But yeah, I watched my first episode yesterday, and it was with the gentleman who was pitching a company that would. You mentioned that there were too many things in one, and that's why I learned that you love Gigi.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So that's what I watched.
What was the gentleman's name?
I don't remember his name.
You seem not to remember a lot.
I don't remember his name.
Part of being an interviewer is carrying a lot of knowledge with you.
It is, but are you going to ask me about every single episode? Should I know every?
I would say, I would hope so.
I do not think so.
What's your favorite show on Netflix? Or any other, not just Netflix, any show?
I deleted Netflix, but my current favorite show is called Fresh Off the Sea.
Fresh Off the Sea.
Yes, it's called Fresh Off the Sea. It is about, it's a lifestyle variety show. So this means
2,000 years later.
So different areas of Korea, and these different areas of Korea have different delicacies that they're known for, and so different people cooking different things.
Now you see, you've done more research on that show than this show.
That is true.
Is that fair?
No, I do not think it's fair.
Okay. Do you have any questions for us?
I do. What made you start Startup Soko?
Now, if you watched the show,
I would know.
you would know.
Should the tech space be regulated? That is the question.
Hell freaking no.
Why not?
Regulation has to come with a reason. What's the reason why it should be regulated?
Too many bullshitters?
Too many bullshitters.
No. The only time you regulate something is when someone's life is on the line, like healthcare, right? Like aviation, like education, where you're likely teachers are looking after kids, like to mislead them. So how has someone's life been affected in tech?
So let's say maybe I gave someone some money, like you founded a company, I gave you money. I mean, I know there's a risk to that, but found that you've misappropriated the money. My family is affected. My children's livelihood is affected.
That is already handled by CMA, part of it in CBK. So there are already those are financial engagements, and there are already rules and regulations around that.
So should it be that only certain parts should be regulated? For example, like you said, healthcare, aviation.
So what would you regulate in tech?
I would for sure regulate data, right? So we currently have a Data Protection Act, right?
Yeah, which is not really a tech thing. It's just all data.
It's data, but that is part of the tech space. Three-piece suit, that is part of the tech space now, right?
You walk into a building in the CBD and you write your name, phone number on a book. There's zero tech there.
Yeah.
So what else would you regulate?
But it does, I think that there needs to be an element of regulation simply because it protects both parties.
Against what?
Against being taken advantage of.
In what?
Because you're operating in a utopia, right? Where everyone is going to do what they're doing, when they should do it.
No, there's already laws about HR conduct in businesses. There's already laws about financial transactions, investments, and all that. There is no legitimate reason. It's people wake up and like, you need your work to matter. So let me regulate something.
Yeah.
Let's also regulate sex.
Why are we regulating sex?
Because it's an unknown thing. Every time you have to
This
go
is very well known.
No. So you can say that you cannot have sex more than 5 times a week. The government can regulate that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And yeah, we'll get back to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did we ask her if she had a question for us? Or this
was the question.
This was the question.
That was the question.
Do you think being handsome works towards being a good host?
Because very handsome.
I have to answer on it. First bit in how people are evolving in listening. The first bit is podcast. Mm-hmm. Remember, people are listening to podcasts, so they don't want to. If you look like Shrek, or if you look like Frog, or if you look like Prince Charming, but if your voice is like really clear and whatever you're spewing on the mic is good and catches their attention, that's they really hit that subscribe button.
So you have the face for radio.
I think we are alike. So yeah.
Are we?
He thinks you look you're on the same attractiveness level. Is pretty much what he's saying.
I don't know what the girls would say.
Hey, tell us.
Yeah. That's subject to a survey. So you think you're eloquent enough to have a face for radio and execute on audio podcasts?
I'm eloquent enough to have a face for radio, for podcasts, and even for TV, if I'm dealing with a blind audience.
No, actually, I disagree with that. You have very interesting features. Yeah.
On what spectrum, the negative side or the positive side?
It's kind of just interesting. I wouldn't say it's negative or positive.
Just say it as it is.
That's why I called him. He just looks, just different.
My self-esteem is not taking a hit from you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Even you.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need people with self-esteem issues. Yeah.
One of my friends that we are learning with, he usually told me about...
Crush on Chris.
Yeah, from a knowledge perspective.
This is the guy. It's very good suit.
This is the guy I want to be. This is the guy I want to be.
Did you ever approach him? Oh, this is the first time you're meeting?
Actually, this is the first time I'm meeting him, but I've been
Were you shy?
Not in that, but at that point I was like, I have to get my skill level to the top, and then I meet him. Even if what I'm saying, even what I'm presenting to him, it's something that he can't respect.
So you're just here for Chris, pretty much, is what I'm hearing.
No, this is where you come in.
Oh, okay. Tell me.
Where is that?
It was during the same episode, the startup graveyard. I remember, I don't know what happened to the engineering, but I remember I was using my headphones, and then your voice used to over.
Just say it as it is.
Okay, I wrote in the comments you are shouting. And then I was like,
he's the guy.
He's the guy.
Yeah, I'm the guy. And then people there commented a bit, but I realized it was like during the first 30 minutes, because after that it was one of those episodes.
So you put hateful messages in comments?
I don't consider that hateful message.
Okay.
So on that case, what was the name of Startup Soko before rebranding?
It was 95, and then Wangari. Was it Wangari 95? Yeah.
Close. That's good enough.
How do you interview someone you hate?
Jenna is to put the hate aside, and even it's like, you have to look at objective. What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to get your self-esteem down? Then I recommend don't take the interview. But if you are there if it's business, put the hate aside. You are here for business. Let's discuss business.
Is there someone you dislike in the tech scene that you want to interview?
In that, I've not found anybody that I hate. I consider hate.
I mean, not hate. That's very strong words.
Yeah.
Who are the top bullshitters in the tech space?
You're putting me on the spot.
That's
Absolutely.
exactly.
Spotlights, mics. Yeah.
And can I think through it?
Yeah.
No. It should be top on your mind if you've been around and reading a lot.
Top on your mind. He generally reviews hardware. Sometimes he tends to enter into the hardware space, and then I'm like, you guys better stick to hardware.
Anyone else?
No, just to come top of my mind.
What do you think of Tesh?
Tesh Mambu? I mean, he closed down Market Force and closed down Reja. And then in December, he posted something interesting coming. And then launched Chapter. And then launched a very nice office.
So what do you say?
So yeah, what do you think? You've told
I'm
us.
coming there. I'm on the same side as you. You made comments during the previous episode. So yeah.
Just say
it.
First hit product market fit first, then go for that next office.
Okay. So if I say you speak like you're stammering, would you agree or not?
I mean, I've had speech impairments previously.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've worked like a lawyer, put in energy in trying to correct them to be more eloquent.
Okay.
So I occasionally get people say that I have a lisp, or occasionally people say I have a bit of stammer. So yeah, I don't disagree.
How do you feel if we hired you as a DEI, diversity, inclusion?
I'd feel very offended. I'm here for me to deliver, and you said that the contract will be reviewed after 50K subs. So yeah.
But what if we get a lot of subscribers by having a DEI?
Because we had someone with a stammerer.
Mike Tyson. You know how he speaks with the lisp, and then you become a meme. And now we get subscribers. Everyone is like, bring that.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you hit your goal? Do you have 50K subs?
Right now? Not yet.
Not yet. No, I'm talking that now when we have,
Yeah.
Do you have 50K subs?
Okay.
Do you have members on your channel from me being a DI?
Are you calling yourself your DEI?
No, I'm thinking in that perspective because
Okay.
that's the context for the question.
Yeah.
The next bit, do we have, are we generating revenue or getting sponsorships or even Tesh bringing his merchandise to pose it here?
Yeah.
Think of it that way. I see the reaction on your face.
Yeah.
Are you happy? But as Startup Soko, we'll be like, this guy has his metrics up, so it's good. But we bring it down to, as a person, am I fulfilled for being a DI? No.
Okay.
Let me ask you, so we get a lot of threats and people trying to silence us, especially like what we're doing. I think maybe it's because, I don't know, there's just some fear that we might grow and be really big someday, which we do hope. Like, what are you willing to lose for Startup Soko?
I'll take you back to, or share a similar story to what you guys are doing. TechCrunch. What made TechCrunch popular, even what it is today, is they were not willing. The first editor, it started as a blog post, so that he never held back on his comments.
Yeah.
He said as it is, called bullshit, and a good product.
Yeah.
So as a person, I have seen what you guys are trying to build. And I remember when you were having your episode for reviewing 2023, and you said that you want to have this media company that under it there are like a lot of creators. As a creator, as a media personality, because that's essentially the overall name. are we getting there? Am I being fulfilled with my personal goals? Is it aligning? So yeah, I don't fear losing my 9 to 5 as it is, or evening up another Pandora box that at the moment I don't know yet. But will I be waking up every day in the morning and say, today I'm going to record an episode? So yeah.
Yeah, I was still thinking about the last question, and in my mind I was hoping you'd say yes, and then let's say you brand you as the Lisp presenter, like, oh, this episode has the Lisp presenter, and it's bang on, right? You have the substance behind it, but somehow the internet is a quirky place where people get hooked to funny things, maybe
Strange things.
Strange things. Would you be okay being branded that way?
Will it impact my self-esteem?
Does this impact your self-esteem, the way you speak or something?
Everything has to do with self-esteem. Are Kenyan startups toxic? Which level of maturity are we talking about?
Any.
So can you start and classify them according to stage?
Yeah. Do whatever you need.
Let me start when they are starting out. When they are starting out, even for some of the founders I've interacted with, they have this sort of camaraderie, even for the guys interning there. They are those guys, if the startup founder at that stage of the company said, wake up today, we are going to invade another country, those interns will follow them to the death. As they start evolving, as they start, say they have raised their seed round, and we have now money coming in, and they have actually started making money, then, and the headcount starts to get just a little bit bigger. Now you realize let me take a step back. At that initial stage when I was talking, and they're just starting out. Remember, there are no policies involved. They don't have policies, no HR policy. If you need something, you just call the founder. As it starts to evolve, now they get a little bit bigger, say 25, 30 people headcount. Things start getting interesting, and they start getting a bit. I know you want to say say yes or no.
Yes, that's the question.
And I'm not giving that answer. I'm giving you
you're starting to bullshit.
I'm not bullshitting you. Yeah. By you asking that question, you want me to feed your ego.
No. I want your opinion.
And I've said and I'm giving you, and I'm giving them.
Maybe just tell us.
Then I would like you to tell me, how do you detect a bullshitter?
A bullshitter?
Yeah.
By, first of all, they want to force their opinion on you?
No. They go around the question.
No, but I've answered your question. No. I've answered your question. I've said when startups are starting out, they are generally not toxic workplaces. They're actually not.
Okay.
When they're starting out, it's a great place to work in. When they have started raising money, most of them, because they've started hiring even people who are not there during that vision, and bringing strategies in place, people to share. Now things start getting interesting, and toxic traits start coming in, such as somebody.
That was a straight answer.
I'm not. That is how I structured it, and that's how I've answered you. And you are happy with the answer even that I've given you.
Yeah, that's a straight answer. Yeah. And that's what you're looking for, not a roundabout about going.
But I've given you my rationale.
You started with your answer and the rationale, and not the rationale going to the answer.
I am not sure if you really root for me getting this job at this moment.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You said that we want to create a system whereby you actually bring in Africa's Power Africa, if I remember it well. How are you working towards that vision? And do you aim, now this is the second part of the question, do you aim this to be in Africa only, or do you want it to grow big?
I mean, everyone says Africa is where the future is. Africa is the future. So I think definitely for me, focusing on Africa and then going to our neighboring countries, Uganda, TZ, there's a lot of interesting stuff there. But as they always say, Africa, what do they call it? The Silicon Savannah.
It's some bullshit.
It's some bullshit.
How many unicorns do you have in Africa?
0. What's your toxic trait?
I can sometimes be overbearing,
Oh gosh, okay.
and especially when I'm focused on a goal.
Chris would love that.
I want people who work, so
We need you in the team.
who we can push with. Yeah.
That's a good toxic trait.
It is very good.
I thought you'd say you're a drunkard.
That was good. Thank you.
I was about to ask you, do you put on contact lenses?
Yes, I do.
Contact what?
Contact lenses.
License.
Lenses, yeah. Because
Yes.
I looked at your eye and I thought like you look like a vampire.
Oh.
Yeah.
In a cool way or in a bad way?
Like in a soul-sucking way, the way say like, Vlad, I want to drink your blood.
I think that's cool if I would hear it in a movie.
So you'd like to be like the vampire presenter. Would you be okay with that?
Not really vampire, more like I want to connect with you, the deeper you.
You want to connect-
That type.
And how do you connect with somebody deeply?
Deeply, I want to get to know what's inside you. Not
Like-
what's
Like you want to know
here.
what's inside this.
Like my intestines.
No, inside your mind, because your mind and brain runs the whole body. So we want here the sauce.
You think my stomach runs my body if I don't eat?
No, it's your brain. Actually, if you deactivate from your brain,
Yeah.
you won't even notice you're hungry.
Okay.
Yes.
What made you want to apply for this job?
I love Startup Soko and what they stand up for because
What's that? What do we stand up?
Oh, you guys tell the stories of entrepreneurs here in Kenya and Africa in general. And being a startup founder new to the space, I can say I have been heavily involved this year. Last year I was just like getting in, learning a few things. Yeah, and I tried to find African stories or Kenyan stories. All I could find is YC and whatnot. I cannot relate to that. But here you guys bring up the people who are building here. Right next to me, I can literally bump onto a founder I saw in Startup Soko. Yeah, and you not only give this mask type of interview.
Mask.
Yes, mask is more of
Oh, Elon.
no, it's not Elon Musk. The face mask.
Okay.
Yes, it's not superficial kind of interview whereby
Oh, got you.
yeah, the typical one that I would get in a conference. No, it's the deep stories,
So how do you rattle somebody if you in an interview so that you get that thing?
Ask what they are not ready for. Because these questions are usually like pre-planned and people are used to it, How about you ask someone, what did you do today that will add value to your startup?
That sounds ordinary.
No, it's not. Actually, people get into this loop that they imagine things and
I was thinking something like, hey, do you want to date Wangari?
that has nothing to do with the startup stories,
Just getting to know the person, warming up.
Okay, that is maybe before the cameras roll, maybe to get them engaged.
So you'll keep it safe.
Yes, but when it's rolling, remember why Startup Soko is there, right? We don't want to know who you're dating, really. We just want to know
it might
the
be
why.
important to the story. If your girlfriend helped you get funding.
If they say so.
No, you have to get it out of them. It's not an obvious thing. But you're like, hey, who are you dating? They're like, oh, you're dating the former CFO who's connected to the ex-family. Oh, so
Okay.
she comes from money. That's why this startup can never fail, because through the sheets, from the sheets, the bed sheets, to the balance sheet.
Nice one.
And the time sheets.
Yeah, but you get some times when people tend not to be open. There can be a fire question that will make them close instead.
But
How about you start slowly, being warm,
Oh.
and then you get them to open up. You don't attack. Because when you attack, they will just fade. And you won't
believe so?
get...
Do you feel Chris is attacking you?
Not really. I watch this guy on camera and I find it funny. Because I'm like, this is like most of my friends, Or if I knew this guy...
Between Jackie and I, who do you like more?
I like both because you
No, you have to choose.
I have to choose.
Yeah, you have to choose.
I think life is not that definite.
as we try and push it. You know why? Because
You're dancing around the question.
You like straight answers.
I love women, I'll choose her.
And she dates me.
Oh, you would? Okay. Do you believe being pretty will help you connect with the audience?
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
You know, like 90% of our audience is male.
Oh wow.
Why do you think
I
that is?
I didn't make it to the statistics.
If we did an experiment where I'm the only presenter and Jack is the only presenter, and assuming it's the same episode or the same type of content, which episode do you think will have more views?
I think hers.
So do you think Jack is pretty?
Yes, she is pretty, but I love pretty people with brains, and she does have it.
Okay.
Yes.
Chris is pretty and he has brains.
I'm a girl's girl, so.
You're like, we call them lits, like a lesbian in tech?
No. I'm very straight. Yeah, it's just that I've been in spaces where most of the time as females, they see you for your outer core.
Okay.
You know, so.
Do you consider yourself to be pretty?
I can say yes.
How did you come to that conclusion?
One, I believe God made me pretty. And two,
that's not a standard measure.
Everyone needs to have self-esteem, and I do have one. And two, people tell you. And when a lot of people tell you things, you have to vet and see.
Do you think an ugly person would accept that they're ugly?
I have friends who say, bora mfuko, not sura. So, yeah, so.
So you believe in that. If you're to be branded as the pretty girl on camera for Startup Soko, would you like that?
No.
Why?
I'd be disappointed because it's something I have faced before.
Okay.
Not that I've been a presenter before.
Yeah.
It's just that every time you step up, especially in leadership, because I have been in leadership, that is what people choose to see first.
Okay.
And then there's this thing where people say, she's pretty, she has no brains. Then they see the brains and they're like, oh, she has everything. You know, it's disappointing.
What if it's bringing a lot of views to the channel?
I think that's a good thing for you guys.
Who are the top 3 bullshitters in the tech space? Name them.
In Kenya?
Yeah.
Let me see. I can say
high five.
Troy.
I love how he just handles things. I'm like, wow, I want to be there.
You want to be like...
Not really be there, but you get how there's this... I have this thing where I like to see the positives and the negatives of anyone.
You're not God.
I know, but I mean, if we get religious, they say God is within us.
Satan too.
It's how you see it.
So which side are you leaning to? Are you more of a devil or are you more of an angel?
Females are not angels.
Oh, really? Why not?
Yeah, if you read the Bible, you will see they're in the masculine side.
Did you know that?
I read the Bible so that I can have nice debates with Christians.
I was about to say females are also not founders.
Really? We are 2 founders on this table who are females.
100 years ago, there were no female founders. Maybe if you founded a biscuit making thing that you sell in your...
Why do you say that? Why do you say females are not founders?
Yeah, because 100 years ago, women were confined to certain roles. And that masculinity...
But we're not 100 years ago, we're here now.
How do you interview someone you don't like?
Someone I don't like? That's a very good question. I think we can start with the basics, you know? Treat them like, hey, this is just any other person, right? And the first thing you want to know is, who are you, right? To ask them to say who they are, regardless of what you think you know about them. Yeah, and you proceed, you debate, because, of course, maybe you don't like them because of how they answer things. Yeah.
Okay. My final question. What is your opinion about women in tech?
I love that women are in tech. They're bringing in the balance. And
so if we have a balance like Luos in tech, that's a good balance.
Funny thing, I just saw you say that.
Yeah, I'm thinking of starting it. Lures in tech.
Lures, like female lures.
Male or female, but the females are better because they're well endowed, so they bring some balance to. Yeah, we say it brings balance, right?
Yeah, it brings balance because, women in the workspace. It's a bit different with men because whether we like it or not, the physiological differences will show, right?
Also, lures are different.
No, physiologically,
The way they like to carry themselves.
not all.
So women also not all.
I can say that, but you're not getting my point.
You say women are different physiologically, right?
Anatomically, everything. How we think, how our brains are wired, very
You
different
don't
from
think
guys.
lures think different?
No. Lose are just humans. They're just Kenyans, just the
women.
way we are here,
So are women.
We tend to cover that up a lot, where we say women and men, they're the same. What we are trying to cover is the differences. Yet, all these differences we can bring together to have harmony and get the best out of our collaboration.
So that will move on board with lesbians in tech.
Why would you get... there's this thing about the LGBTQ that I don't like when people try and bring this as if they're so different. It is just about what they do in bed, And out here, whether you're a lesbian, you're a gay person in general, you're a trans, we care about your output.
You're just going to pick a question from the bowl, read it out, and then we'll hear your opinion on it, and then,
Okay.
just go from there.
Wow. It's a very interesting question. Why are many Kenyan startups unprofitable and dying? I think there are a couple of reasons. One of the answers are the validation of the MVP. Some people don't take time in that. So you're creating a product that people don't really need. Mm-hmm. You think they want, and even if it's a want, it's a vitamin. It's not a painkiller. So it won't be profitable, because people will be like, yeah, we can have it. But when you start charging them, they're like, no, we don't want that. We can spend my money there. Yeah, so lack of research.
Do you have any questions for us?
Do you guys take in suggestions from like the newbies?
Of course.
Do you think you're smarter than us?
In what sense or in what aspect?
Just general intelligence.
General intelligence?
Yeah.
If you guys are smarter than I am?
If you are smarter than us.
That's interesting.
Just answer, yes or no?
Yes.
Great.
And you've passed that question. We're looking for people who are better than us.
We're looking for people who are better than us, who can do more than us.
Mm-hmm.
We're becoming shushus and gukas.
Oh, what's your toxic trait?
My toxic trait?
Yes.
That's a very interesting question.
All the questions are interesting to you.
Yes. I love being asked questions because I'm always on the other side asking people questions. Yeah. My toxic trait. I think I tend to be a workaholic. I know that sounds cliche, but...
It's really toxic. Like go to the extreme dark side.
To the extreme?
Yes. Where Satan is.
Where Satan is.
Do I get close to him, really?
That bit that brings out the devil in you.
I am very bossy.
You're a bitch.
Not really a bitch in that sense. Whereby, have you ever worked with people and they don't see the sense of urgency?
This one.
And you have to bring out the lioness in you because most of the time I approach it with, hey, can we do this? Because here it is, you outlay it. But then when they don't see it, you're like, hey, you have to be serious and, no smiling.
So how do you handle Chris? Because that is Chris in a nutshell. He does this as it's like a side babe. They always need servicing.
Oh my goodness, we will have to have a conversation because also I don't do the shadowy thing whereby I am out there, I'm saying, oh, Chris is doing this. No, I will call you and, hey, Chris, we need to have a conversation.
Is that toxic or that's just
I don't.
getting business done?
Some people call it toxic. Those who are lazy. So that's what I've been told.
The woke folk.
Yeah, because that's what I've been told. And I'm like, I don't think.
So you're not woke?
Anyway, thank you so much. It's been lovely speaking to you, E. Michelle.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you so much. It was nice meeting the team, the fun people. Yeah. And you guys have been doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. If I'm to come in, I hope we'll spice things up.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
Have someone ever called you pretty boy?
Not a man.
Sorry?
Not a man.
Mostly old ladies.
Oh, it's just ladies.
And Chris.
Oh, do you think Wangari is hot?
Yeah, she's okay.
Okay.
Just
Wow. Okay.
Yeah?
It's the first time I got okay. It's okay.
Below average.
Imagine.
So if she's just okay, would you hit on her?
I don't think so.
Why?
I don't think so. What would I say?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I think she's a mom. I think she's got kids. I wouldn't want to ruin the family. I have respect for households. And
you have something against mom. What if she turns single?
No.
Tomorrow?
It's out of respect for her children, not.
No, what if she turns out single tomorrow?
If things are going on well, why not? If the stars are aligned and all is well, why say no?
Okay. In the tech space in Kenya, who do you like the least, or who do you hate?
Do I like the least? A person.
Yeah, definitely.
That's ni ngumu.
You like everyone?
No, I don't like everyone, but I don't dislike anyone necessarily.
You're a fence sitter?
No, what would I say? Avoid controversy.
We're in the wrong place.
Avoid controversy directed to individuals. I would probably, okay, let me put it this way. I'd say maybe there's somebody doing something that I don't like, but I wouldn't direct it to him as an individual.
Why not?
You'll dance around the issue.
I will attack what he's doing wrong, specifically, not him.
But you have to mention the person.
I could, but...
So how would you get a story in Startup Soko? If you were dancing around? Perhaps you should start auditioning with a dance.
What would I do with a story? Sorry, I didn't get the question.
How then do you get a story? Let's say there have been some malfeasance in a startup, and you'd like to do that story on that.
Yeah, I'd go for that head one. This startup did ABCD, which was wrong.
And not mention any individuals.
I could mention the individuals.
You could, or you would.
I could. Depends. Okay, I judge this case by case. I wouldn't say blanket wise that I would attack anybody who does something wrong. But based on the case, maybe this founder stole some money from this startup. Yes, this guy did something wrong, and I'm certain that whatever it is I'm saying is factual. Or maybe this guy messed up in this way. Yes, that's fine. But saying I hate someone, saying I dislike someone.
Do you think men make better engineers than women? Software engineers?
Not necessarily. What I'd say, like, it's down to I don't know if it's biological or psychological, but the same way we have more female nurses and male nurses, the same way we have more male construction workers than female ones, is the same way more men gravitate towards software engineering compared to women. I'd put it that way.
So that said, what's your opinion about women in tech?
If you feel you can, go for it.
The organization promoting more women in tech.
Ni PR. They want money. I don't think creating communities and boot camps and whatnot will really goes that far in driving maybe a certain group of society adopting technology. It's down to what do those people want. If they don't want it,
so you say generally women don't make good software engineers.
No, women don't want to be software engineers as much as men. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
If they want to, they can even be better than men. Yeah.
If you were to join Startup Soko as a diversity, inclusion, and what's the other thing?
DEI.
Hire. How does that make you feel?
I don't think I'm a minority.
No, but you're light skin. Or would like to put some light in this darkness of my face.
Trauma. I will attack the. Yeah, so I would come in to like show that a light person has been included, and now the place is equal.
And there are more views.
There are more views.
Yeah. This channel is 90% viewership men and 10% women. And with your pretty boy face, we think we could attract a lot of females.
Well, it's all about the dollar at the end of the day. If you can draw in more women and your channel blows up.
How would you draw in more women to start watching Startup Soko? Even if it's like just tell us get rid of Chris.
More women. A bit more, maybe. Okay, we could do this. This hypothetical, but the way I see women build startups today, it's a lot around like giving back to society, the social ventures. So every woman is doing the next pad.
Is women with a family?
No, just women in general. They're either doing a sanitary towel startup or something to do with a community building, or could be what's it called? Giving back to society, like trash. Those are the types of ventures they like. So maybe you guys could pull in more founders who are innovating in those spaces, because that's where most of them fall, and they'd be interested in maybe listening to you critique the logic behind.
Is that stereotyping women or just being?
I mean, I'm a hardcore capitalist. I wouldn't go into.
But you don't count.
Why not?
You're not the ordinary woman on the street.
Thanks, Chris. So nice. I don't know. I don't know that it's stereotypical. I don't know. Every woman is different.
No.
You told me I'm different.
But I didn't generalize it to all women. Do you think all women are different?
There are the few unique aspects, but how do I put it? They're likely to behave in the same way and do things in the same way. But yeah, there are those outliers, those unique aspects among each individual, but they're more likely to behave in the same way.
Okay. Amongst the people who you dislike...
He hasn't told us so yet.
Yes. Put them in the mind. How would you interview them if you had an assignment to interview them?
Why are you bullshitting, guys? The people I dislike are guys who, as I use that word you don't like, but the big guys in the space at the moment.
The big guys?
The big guys.
What are those big guys?
The
E.g.?
E.g. Well, I still have a company. I need to raise money.
That's a good point.
So perhaps you're in the wrong place.
In the wrong place is not where you want to.
I can't name names.
But then why would you want to become
Yeah, why would you
a
want to be here?
host where you have to name names and
Be very controversial.
where it's necessary?
These species don't like these conversations that we have.
Okay, when I was thinking about being a host for like the shows like Fish Tank, it would be more on the place of just helping the entrepreneurs figure out how they can win.
That's not a host.
But also sometimes it's also calling them on their bullshit.
Yeah, I can do that without mentioning. Yeah, I can call out bullshit pretty easily.
You've not called out any so far.
Okay.
Maybe this role's not for you then. Because honestly, I think that's 90% also why our audience watches, to be quite honest. Is because we try and be very
Okay, let me think
real
of
and
someone
open.
I hate.
Not hate. Just someone you just think. You mentioned big guys in the ecosystem.
I need to be careful with this.
You don't need to be careful.
There's no room for careful. It's a zero room for careful.
It's interesting.
Now we have a magic ball here with the question. Yeah, you can pick one and then answer it. I'm gonna shake it a little bit. Yeah.
I'll answer just one.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the one
shake it
question.
the same way. It's a.
Yeah. Does VC funding work for Africa? No, not in its current format. I'd say that, yeah.
What needs to change about it?
It's influencing. Okay, what needs to change? I see the way VC works today. It's influencing people to work on the wrong things. I think that's the biggest problem.
What's those? What are the wrong things?
Like there's in terms of the technologies you're using, there's an obsession among founders in maybe is it blockchain, AI, what's hot, where VC is throwing money. So it wrongfully influences founders to work on certain things where there's actually no problem in existence. I think that's one of the fundamental problems. Also, it's much too focused on maybe scaling, as I mentioned.
As the same thing you're trying to do.
Yeah, so it's about how can you get this in like 10 countries and do this. So it ignores like the fundamentals on the ground. Like vitu kwa ground ni different. You can't replicate what's happening in Nairobi, even in, let's say, Turkana, let alone go do it in Kampala, then in Kigali and all that. So it's focused on the wrong things. Of course, again, most of the money coming from VCs, again, external capital. So it's white people who feel maybe they can make a buck from the continent.
Does the money matter whether it's black or white?
Yes, it matters.
How so?
Because people will tend to fund or give capital to people
Say it.
It's a science of likability. Like if I like you, if you talk the way I talk, if you act the way I act, if we resonate, we both grew up in the States or both.
How's that a problem?
The people who understand the problems get left out.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
You just went to the wrong schools and grew up in the wrong place. Yeah.
So the people raising are expatriates, a black person
So
who grew up...
we need equality in funding.
No. We need to fund people who understand the problems, who understand what's going wrong. We need investors who understand the market.
Okay. Do you have any questions for us?
I don't know. Who do you hate in the...
Oh, I hate so many people. I'll start with Granville Wafula. He started a company like yours called Kazi, and I worked in the company. Never paid me. Had to sue him, and the case went horrible. And so he's starting other blockchain AI startups, washing your house with AI, and that kind of thing. So I'll put him up on my top list. Second, I'll go with the founder of Popotepay. He disappeared with my money. I had to make a lot of noise online for him to make up my money, and as I was understanding what was happening in the background, there was some very shady things that were happening. That's why my money was caught there. And the company asked me to pull out my blog post because it might affect their funding. So I'm like, nah, that's not the way things are supposed to run. Yeah, I can go in and on. That's the top of my shit list.
Any other questions?
I don't know. How does this work? I'd like to know about Startup Soko, what you guys do in terms of...
That's for you to...
You should have seen. You should have watched the shows.
No, I've watched the shows, but...
How many episodes?
I've watched Career Go, Mimi AI. I've watched... which one? There's this e-commerce guy who wants to change the Gigi, who wants to beat Gigi, Vendi.
It's a lot of fish tank.
I've watched... which one? I watched your interview with Beth. Wage pay.
Okay.
So, what's your toxic trait? The devil in you.
What? Let me think.
You can say, usually every lunchtime I have to jack off, That's okay.
My toxic trait. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I viciously attack people who attack my startup. Yeah, that's why.
So you're a vengeful person.
How do you viciously attack them?
Recently, I went after this guy on Twitter. Like, it was trending. My co-founder did an interview. So he was talking about our story, how we raised money, how we lost all the money.
Was it true?
It was true.
How did you lose that money?
So if it is true, why were you getting offended?
So it was a long story. It was like giving him the whole thing, how he lost money, how he recovered, how he got sick afterwards. But the guy went and decided to capitalize on the use the bad aspects as clickbait to draw viewers.
Which guy is this?
The show's called Hustle Yangu.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think I've heard about it.
Yeah.
So I went after the guy on Twitter.
Okay. And
it was trending.
Did you go punch him outside of the keyboard? Oh.
I got some bit of traction, some new signups, so I was happy at the end of the day. Some guys bought some product.
There's nothing like bad publicity for sure. Awesome. Cool.
Okey-dokey.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
It's been amazing talking to you. We will let you know by Monday.
Who do you like who do you like more?
Well, this is my second time being here.
Okay.
So I've interacted with Wangaremo compared to Chris.
So you don't like me?
No, I like you from distance. You're very, well, given your history with the startup founders, you're a bit harsh. So
Am I harsh or
have you ever liked someone in a respectful way from a distance? How you can like your African dad?
Wow.
I think
something like that.
I think I've liked so many people, including the women in my life.
Well, okay, maybe that's different. I've only known you maybe in a professional setup. That's why.
But if you've watched enough episodes, that there are some of my favorite startups which I've given kudos to.
Well, I didn't have a very rough road with you.
Okay. What was Startup Soko's name before it rebranded to Startup Soko?
Well, you have me there. I only know it as Startup Soko.
So you've not watched?
I've watched some episodes. I've also followed through the various followings and maybe the various interaction on the different social media platforms, from YouTube to LinkedIn to Instagram to TikTok.
How would you feel if you're a diversity and inclusion hire?
Well, not bad. Good.
You don't mind it?
No, I don't.
You as a host, Startup Soko,
Yeah.
how would you detect bullshitters? If you're interviewing somebody and it's a bullshit, how would you detect that this person is bullshitting me?
Well, before the interview, I think it would be appropriate for me to do a background check. I need to understand.
Assume we don't have time for that.
Would
It's
I
just been
really?
dropped on you and like, interview this guy.
Or maybe if you're just interviewing someone on the streets. Or like at a conference and you're going around asking questions, you won't really have time to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends with how you answer. Someone can answer your question straight to the point, and someone can take you through corners. So maybe that could be one way of finding out, like, this is a straightforward or a yes or no question. Why are we going through explanations?
Okay.
That could be a red flag.
Do you know any bullshitters in the Kenyan tech space?
Of course.
Name them. Top 3.
Politicians.
Tech space. They can
You
be
said in the tech space.
Kenyan tech space. Call it space or
Ecosystem.
or tech world or tech community in Kenya.
Okay, so maybe I wouldn't call them bullshitters per se, but from the angle I was looking at it, like it's very hard to find someone that you can pinpoint. Okay, my jobs in Kenya is always posting something, but it's very hard to pinpoint.
Like the guy who came Jobsy.
No, this is my job's Kenya.
No,
I don't know.
the jobs is different.
I think it's a job listing website.
Yeah. So like you are everywhere, of course, but I can't seem to interact with people that have maybe gotten something from your platform. You see, that is something to. Why is that? Are these jobs really there, or you're just trying to drive traffic to your
Do you
website?
think being pretty helps engage with viewers?
Of course, there's a lot of bias when it comes to media and beauty.
Okay.
Yeah, when you have maybe a show, and with time you change the hosts, and the audience has a different perspective of this new host. Maybe they feel maybe the old host, the former host, was maybe according to their beauty standards prettier than the new host. A lot of people will live with it.
So according to beauty standards, do you think you're pretty?
Well, I am.
How did you come to that conclusion?
Self-esteem.
But that's not a standard of prettiness.
Yeah, it's not. There's no rigid standard of beauty. Everyone has their own metric.
You created your own standard and made yourself pretty with your own standards.
Do you think I'm pretty?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Emotional damage.
You don't think I'm pretty?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think Wangari is pretty.
Yeah, she is.
You think she's pretty?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think she's quite pretty.
Yeah.
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 So, how would you engage with your audience if a lot of them think you're not pretty? And prettiness, we've established, is a metric for getting viewership. And the comments on YouTube are, she's not pretty. Bring Wangari back. How would you deal with that? How would you engage with them? How would that make you feel?
Well, first of all, what is my role at Startup Soko? Is it being pretty or being a host?
Being a host.
And, my audience is being a bit biased based on my beauty, right?
Yes.
How can I overcompensate for that?
Yes.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you find a way to overcompensate.
Do you have some ideas? You can say anything, like I'll twerk on camera.
Oh, no. Now, maybe you can find a way, because maybe as a host, how you interact with the audience and things like that. You can find a way to interact with the audience.
I'm just getting a feel like, do you have some ideas of something, gimmicks that people use?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you need their attention so that you can deliver something to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just asking some
Okay.
ideas.
Okay, now when you guys are looking for a host, among the things you mentioned was someone who is bold, right?
Yes.
And when you come back in the media industry, more often than not, the ones that are bold with time will outshine the ones that are pretty.
True.
Yeah, so you can take that to your advantage when you have.
Are you bold?
I am bold. Now, we can say you are bold, given if you watch the Fish Tank series.
Yeah.
Now you see, someone might be more inclined.
Yeah.
The show can gain popularity because of Chris.
True.
Why? Chris asks the questions that people want to ask, but they can't ask.
True. And that's why I'm asking, are you that type of person?
I believe I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we go to the magic ball. There's a question for you there.
Pick up like one and then just read it and tell us your thoughts on it.
A new tech startups, e.g. AI, blockchain, Web3, elaborate scams. My answer would be yes or no.
Both. Say yes or no. Choose one.
Either yes or no. I can say yes.
Why?
Well, at the moment, I think very many companies are just choosing the term AI, because given the popularity of AI right now, so it's also when you start a company and just put the name AI, like even if you find like a lot of right now remote jobs are becoming very popular, and maybe a lot of sites also include that name AI. So you'll see most people are more inclined to that, and because of the people think they'll go there. There's machine learning, there's like teaching the AI what to do and things like that. So I think there are elaborate scams because people know now everyone is keen on AI. People are driven towards things that have AI in it.
Okay. Maybe finally drumming up question. What is your most toxic, the most toxic trait?
My most toxic trait?
Yeah.
I'd say feeling the need to be in charge all the time.
In charge?
Yeah.
So do you ruffle feathers when that happens? Do you step on people's toes when you're in charge?
Not really.
Then it's not toxic.
It can be.
In which way?
Well, if we are maybe in this setup, right? And the way you two are interviewing me, it's going to come out bad because Wangari has not been talking, and maybe Chris is the one who keeps on asking questions, even despite the fact that I can see Wangari has some interest in asking questions. You see, you're feeling the need to be, I have to be the one who has to do that. Maybe you might not know it, but already you are creating a toxic environment for low workmates, because they feel some opportunities will come and they feel they have to take a step back, because at the end of the day,
if I tell them deal with it.
Deal with it.
Yeah, they say I'm toxic or I'm taking all the air space. So I tell them deal with it.
Why don't you deal with it?
Not them, not me. It's them to, if they feel like I am toxic. That's their problem, not my problem.
If one tomato is rotten, do you throw the rotten tomato or do you throw the ones that are not rotten? If you're the one who's creating the toxic environment, I think the first thing would be maybe you would be approached, you tell you, okay, we get you like this, but be considerate.
If that's the person who's drawing in a lot of views, is the person bringing in a lot of revenue, if you throw that rotten tomato, you might as well close the show.
Oh, you don't throw it.
Yeah.
You cause maybe the other people can also bring views, but now it can be a bit hard because you don't give them the chance. You get a little opportunity and you've just jumped on
but
it.
you say like this is an industry where you have to be bullish, right? Do you agree or don't you agree?
I agree.
So if the other people are not bullish and you replace them, or it's like, oh, let's give them a chance, and they're not bold, they're not bullish, they're not that, what happens to the show?
That will be the downfall of the show.
So you have to deal with the toxic person.
But I think the toxic person, I think if you have...
Who's this toxic person we're talking about actually now, right now?
It's me.
Oh, you're the toxic person.
Hypothetically. No.
I'm the toxic waste here.
No.
Yeah.
Not that you're the toxic person.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah.
Sure, shoot.
What kind of content do you want to be associated with Startup Soko?
Chris said twerking. Twerking. That's what he said.
Says I'm toxic. Answer the question.
So anyway, for real, no twerking. We want to create content that goes viral. And I'm joking. We do want to bring in people who can do like research, get guests on, interview them, like even just go on the streets, do a few street interviews. Just figure out how we can get more people, get more personalities. It is a Soko after all, you know. And the moment it's just like the two of us. So just looking to get the right person and kind of also just give them the freedom to, as long as like everything's researched well and and we just want to be like the face of startups on the continent, and more importantly startups that are businesses that are thriving, because that is the only way we get out of, you know, being at the mercy of people who are oppressing us. And we need to be actually very honest about how to run a profitable business.
Okay.
All right.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
So you've met all the people who've come for the audition or the interview?
Yeah.
Who do you think shouldn't get it?
That's quite biased. Can I say myself?
Shouldn't. Who should not get it?
I am saying myself.
You shouldn't get it.
Because it will be unfair to invalidate someone else that I've not really spent much time with.
But just look at them.
Sometimes in the life, you only have a split second or a few minutes to judge somebody.
No, someone, as always, you see, we met on an idea that we are sharing something to do with startups. We talked a lot about tech. So most of them, I realize, they are startups, founders. They're running startups. Such things. So what we talked about is mostly tech and maybe startups and business. But to disqualify someone based on that will be biased, because they also have a different...
We hope to make the choice for us.
You give us the inside sauce.
Yeah.
No,
it's a liar, the red flags.
Who was bullshitting?
You know, the always hardest thing about being to make a decision is that you are left with the burden of the guilt, and I think I should leave it to you so that you can enjoy it. You don't want to carry the guilt.
Okay, we won't put it on record.
Okay. Making the decision is very hard for you.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
Then make it.
Well, no, because I want you to bear the guilt for yourselves. Because I didn't invite the guys for the interview, so how can I come as an interview?
See, you're a viewer. You know, you're very important to us. You view our channel, you'd be like, hey, I don't want to watch that person.
Let's put his decision-making skills to test.
Yeah.
Do you think Wangari is pretty?
I think she is, because she is pregnant.
Okay. That's the reason why she's pretty. Oh, you have a thing for pregnant women.
No, really, no, really. The fact that someone found her admirable to marry her or have a relationship with her brings out her beauty in the character,
So
and besides the
you're basing her
appearance.
beauty on someone else getting her pregnant.
Can I say, yeah, actually, yeah.
So we discovered your fetish.
No, I'm not fetish.
Okay.
I'm not that fetish.
Would you hit on her?
If I was single, I would.
Even when I'm pregnant?
No, really.
Okay, thank God.
So you still do that? Okay. Would you sleep with her?
Come on, man.
Well, maybe that we will talk with her once we are there.
You're inclined towards that. You have morals on dating her, but when it comes to sleeping with her, that is a possibility.
That's a decision we can make.
No, which decision would you make?
I'm married. So that's a decision that someone can
you've taken that
Oh,
into
you're
account.
married?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but
okay,
I'm saying
moving on from this question.
You take that into account and move on. Okay.
Do you like Chris?
Chris? How would I say? On the show or off the show?
See, but now you've met him in real life. Do you know him off the show?
I think he's a nice guy.
Oh.
Hello?
I mean, I've never not said you're a nice person. I don't roll with the bad people.
Okay. If you were to join, how would you interview somebody that you personally dislike?
I think I'll stay to the subject that we may be coming to talk about, and maybe leave their feelings outside, because sometimes you have to be open to other people's. You might dislike them because you were misinformed about them.
How would you detect if that person is a bullshitter?
If they are arrogant or condescending to me. But that won't really mean they are bullshitters. I'll just base them that they maybe don't have respect to the other person. Or maybe they just feel they're so full of themselves.
Yeah. Who are the top bullshitters in Kenyan tech space?
No, I don't think I should answer that.
You'll reserve that question, the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you feel you have to reserve the answer to that question?
I think it's like the opinion that you might share with someone, and then if it gets out, it might really come back on you. Because I also want to run my own startup at some point.
How would you feel if you're a DEI hire for this year?
Just to make the show balanced?
Yeah.
In terms of maybe gender and other things?
Yeah, we just decided there's something quirky about you, and would like you to balance.
So you're putting me on the show so that people can maybe have a negative feeling towards it, or positive?
They less like something maybe you put on your hat like mtu wa nduthi. And you look like mtu wa mtaa.
If it doesn't really have to do to derailing my personal image, like I as a person, maybe if now that will reflect on who I am out there, it might be a challenge a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think it's important for us to get good-looking hosts?
I don't think it's important, but I think it's also disadvantaging, because who really values good looking? Maybe for you, good looking is different thing from me.
So do you think you're good looking?
Of course I am.
How did you measure that?
That's exactly what I was saying about my good looking is based on someone else maybe give me a comment, I'm answer.
Okay. So if the viewer says hey, don't bring that guy again, he's not good looking at all.
I think that's wrong.
I think that's wrong. I mean, it's definitely wrong, but you're on a public platform. I think each one of us have gotten hateful comments and things that have not nice things said to you, and that's something you just. How would you deal with that?
As now the person who has to decide if the person is staying or not?
No, let's say you ask to do a show, right? You interview people, you interview a founder. When you go to the comment section, people are just hammering you, like, where did you get this guy? Yeah, did you take him from a mental hospital and bring him here? Yeah. How will that make you feel?
I'll be sorry for the guy.
Not for yourself.
So I'm not the one receiving the negative comments.
No, you're the one
You're not
receiving
receiving
the
it.
negative. People say they don't like you for
They don't
whatever
like
reason.
me for the person I brought.
No.
Just the interview. They just like.
They look at an interview. They say we don't like this interviewer.
You know, this is how sometimes I take negativity.
Yeah.
Sometimes most popular people became popular because of having something bad. Let's say Simple Boy.
Yeah, true.
Steve was Simple Boy. He had a shitty music.
Yeah.
Nitakuchapa kumbavu zako. Wewe. Acha club na mimi.
Came out here and is now popular. He's making a bag out of it.
Yeah, he's not just having shitty music. I think he has a shitty face.
So it really depends because if you say I think I'll stick to the positive side of it because if I'm a regular viewer and then I see something that maybe upset me, I'm more likely to share it just to make people see how bad it is. But at the end of it all, someone else will go like, maybe they have a different thing. Like you have so many episodes, so they'll come and check other episodes and find, they really have a good thing to do. Yeah.
Okay.
What was the name of Startup Soko before we rebranded?
I think I knew Startup Soko after the Sam Gikandi show. Like when it came out, that's when a friend of mine shared it. Then I think I liked it, subscribed, and then been following on LinkedIn. I didn't know it before it was Startup Soko.
So that means you haven't watched before Some Candy?
No.
Okie dokie. Should we go to the magic box? Yeah? Have some set of questions here. Pick one and answer it.
I should read the question.
Sure, yes.
Are all fintechs predatory in nature? I don't think so. Not all of them.
Why?
Some might have, like, I've worked on a fintech. Okay. Like, I was building a fintech.
You're the founder? What fintech was this?
We didn't get to launch. So we were just building, and then my partner and I, we had a few ruffles because of a few things. So
okay.
We parted way. But it was a fintech. Yeah. But what we had, our intention was to do something that could help. Okay. Right? But along the way, things might change. Yeah. So turn to predatory. But I don't think all of them are predatory. Some have good intentions. Maybe they end up on the wrong side of...
all good roads are paved by good intentions.
Yeah. So you can't classify all of them.
So you can't... No, you can also not judge somebody or a company by intentions.
No,
only judge them from the outcomes.
No, I might judge them on the outcomes because your intentions are really not I'm interested in at the end of the day if I am using your product.
So you'd say that there are some fintechs that have actually transformed people's lives and transformed businesses' operations?
No. Yeah. Fintechs might help, but you see, as a fintech founder, hidden beneath what you're doing is profit.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah.
So if you can balance profit to impact, you might be productive or effective to the society. But if you don't get the balance well, then you ruin it all.
Okay. And to your toxic trait, what is your most worst, darkest, meanest trait?
I don't reserve the truth. Some people would, might find it hard to take it.
Also, you give out the truth as it is, and it hits the other person the wrong way.
Yeah.
All right. And
do you have any questions for us?
Not really.
Okay.